What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. As usual, go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. But this video, though, is entitled The Disrespect of Dads Continues. I'm going to play this clip. It's about 3 minutes long, but I want you to listen. And I might cut it off early, but I want to let you get the gist of what's going on. I'm not going to show the faces because that's a little bit too much.
It's not a theft of property.
How is it not?
Because he's your father.
My mother bought my phone book.
Well, then he can hand it over to your mother. You can hand it over to your mother.
He stays in Dayton. He was never supposed to take it.
Well, either way.
We've all had some disagreements with our parents from time to time, but this girl's taking it to the next level and calling the cops on her dad.
It's not a theft of property.
How is it not?
Because he's your father.
My mother bought my phone book.
Well, then he can hand it over to your mother. You can hand it over to your mother.
He stays in Dayton. He was never supposed to take it.
Well, either way, like I said earlier, you having a phone, your father has the ability and the right to take the phone from you. Right? If you're being unruly or on whatever, as far as not behaving or not listening by the rules, having a phone is not a right. It's a privilege. You don't need a cell phone.
It's a privilege that you have a phone, period.
So what I would suggest is if you guys have them talk apart for a few minutes, you guys then sort out whatever the differences are here as to what led up to it, and whatever would help him facilitate you getting your phone back. I would do just that, so you get your phone back, so you're not without it. But if that means you got to do steps A through Z, like he says.
Now, daughter lives in a different city, 3 hours away from that city. This happened, I'm guessing, in the beginning of the year. So in my opinion, I'm guessing she's there school holiday weekend, right? It's other kids in the house, okay? Dad's black, daughter's black. She calls the police on her father for taking her phone away from her. She says her mother bought her phone. Then she says later that she bought her own phone. So she wants her dad arrested for theft of her phone in his house. Now, here's the problem. Y'all don't want to take this into consideration, but let's do this. The disrespect of dad continues. So the cops got to come and explain to her. She's 16, about to be 17 when you listen to the whole thing, because I didn't want to show the face of the dad and the cops and all of that, because I think, that's doing too much. So it's like in a year, in a few days, a year and a few months, if you want to call, if your dad takes your phone and you want to call the police on him and that be theft, okay, go do it. But since you're a child in his house, you're not going to be able to call the cops on your dad from taking your phone, because you're probably acting out of pocket and it's probably a punishment. But the little kid, quote unquote, can't grasp that, right? Right. Now, where would she get this disrespect from? Because in this story, it's other kids in the house. Girls. He got daughters in the house. So she walks out of the house and the daughters tell him, oh, she went outside. And he comes out figuring, and I guess they told him that she might have called the cops. But when he comes outside, he realized she called the cops. So this girl is so disrespectful, mean, and vindictive that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come visit my daddy and I'm going to get him arrested, and then I can have the house all to myself. See, she's probably near the end of being 16, about to be 17. So she got common sense. Because she had common sense to think this playing out, I'm going to call the police on my daddy. Now, here's the problem that it puts out into the world, because the cops had to explain to the little girl that when I was a kid and I was getting out of line with my parents, I had a pager back then and they took it. And I don't understand. I should be able to do whatever I want. No, you shouldn't. But it's the disrespect of dads. Now, this could have escalated because last year, I believe, or maybe a year ago and some change, there was a little girl, a young girl, who called the police on her dad in the parking lot of a movie theater in a mall. Now, she was Hispanic. Her dad was Hispanic, but he was Afro-Latino, as they would say, so he looks black on sight. They killed him on the scene in front of her and her mother because she wanted to get what she wanted. It took for her to see her dad get killed. Say, oh, I thought I could get away with this, but now my dad's dead. I hate to say that because I know it probably still hurts the little girl's feelings if she was ever to come across this, but I'm using that as a reference because see what this little girl did? The same thing. Let me call the cops on my dad for taking my phone that my mama bought me. You think your dad didn't act? But this is one of the problems. She thinks her dad doesn't do anything. The phone that she got is probably saved up money for money your dad's been sending. But you didn't think about that because probably your mama didn't tell you. And see, this is a whole other problem for the mother in this scenario because now it puts the mother's parenting on blast to her family and friends and probably confirmation for the dad and his family and friends. Told you. Told you. They're lucky that the little girl wasn't, you know, her face was blurred out. I didn't want to show her face and I didn't want to show the dad's face. But here's the problem. It continues. Now, see, this is the same type of girl. And I'm going to bring something into it that's outside of the boundary about Kyrie Irving and LeBron James in this thing. But stay with me, though. But see, now that daughter's, that mother, her family and friends like, your daddy's black. You know your daddy's black. You know black men get shot up by the police all the time. You call the cops the same, you know, as a guard, to sick them on your dad in his house. But see, there's gonna come a point where you're gonna need your dad and you're gonna forget like these behaviors. Because this ain't her first time being disrespectful. This is how far she's escalated with thinking it's okay to be disrespectful. But see, when she becomes an adult, there's gonna come a point when she needs her dad and she's gonna, I forgot. I didn't do that. I wasn't like that. I'm so sorry. No, you're not. This is how these kids wind up. This is why adults be like, you know what? You so grown, be grown on your own. Bye. And these kids be out here tripping. Like, I got abandoned. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You was a disrespectful child. And your parents said, since you want to be so grown, in this way you want to be grown, go out into the world and see what happens. And then the world starts smacking you around. And then you go, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. You got food in your house and I don't. And you're so good. And your food is free for me. You got electricity and furniture and TVs and it's warm. The rent is too high, Daddy. I need help. Now, I got to go somewhere with this. Got to point that finger at you on this one. See, this is the part where boys good parents in general are going to say, if it was a boy, they'd be like, see, boys like that grow up to be the boys that, well, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to go out in the street and I'm going to be a criminal. I get it however I get it. And a good parent will say, and the father will say, okay, you know you could get killed like that, locked up, and put in jail for life. If that's your choice, go ahead, do it. I'm not bailing you out. See, but they're used to that coddling and thinking society, you know, mom's going to cater to them. And then the bad parents, you know, are going to say something like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep my baby out of jail. And that baby tears down the whole family. Get you sued, steal stuff out the house, you wind up being broke, your house being shot up, you being robbed incessantly, you being terrorized by your own child in your own house. Because You taught the kid to disrespect dad, forgetting that disrespect gonna come to your house, or the chick is gonna come home to roost, and people gonna look at you like you a nutcase because your child out here acting crazy, and you can't blame it on dad because at some point people notice, wait a minute, if dad wasn't around, or if you were one of the people who was keeping dad at bay, fighting tooth and nail to keep dad away from this child, it's your parenting that's on the forefront. Because no, that baby did not get like that because of dad. That baby got like that because of you. You the problem. You created a monster, and now you want us to deal with it. Ain't gonna happen. Cause you grown and that kid grown. Now flip this around to the girl. See a girl this disrespectful? See, she's not gonna say she's gonna go out and be a criminal. You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna realize that she bit off more than she can chew in life, and I'm gonna get pregnant. They gonna have to help me now and take care of me like a child because I got this baby, and they don't want this baby to die. This is how you have these kids having babies young and multiple kids, stringing people along because they're fighting being a true adult. And they know you're forced to take care of that baby because you don't want a baby to suffer and die. So by proxy, you're taking care of them. And they want to kick back and think it's all good because that's how disrespectful they are. But that's what you taught. Now, before I get to the LeBron thing, here's one of the cruxes of the issue. You raised a child to think that she was right for this. And the problem is this man hate and this dad hate that's co-signed through society. See, what winds up happening is you train kids to hate men, hate their dads, and they become the personification. You as a parent, as a mother, and them as a child become the very personification of what they said dad was and men are and what they hate. And then it takes the world to explain, no, it's you. He's not evil, you are. He's not mean, you are. He's not disrespectful, you are. Because see, the dad had to be there very frustrated, but very mannerable and honorable about himself, because he's having a conversation with cops and a child. And at some point in the video, he said, look, you a child. I ain't going to be fighting with you all day. But see, if he threw a butt on the street, or if he got real slick with it, said, you know what, you have your phone, baby. Charges, you don't get no electricity in my house, though. All them charges, you on your own. You ain't getting no electricity. You don't go to the car. That's not your car. You can't car charge it. So if it dies, it dies. But I want to talk. Hey, I'm not taking your phone. You ain't taking my electricity. You grown. Figure it out. You need a ride. You want to walk to the mall, take Uber to the mall and charge it in the store. Go out and see how that goes. You're probably going to get arrested. Kicked out the mall. But go ahead. That's what you need. Now, the reason I talk about that is because of the LeBron thing. Kyrie Irving just called LeBron James and apologized because he felt like he realized he was acting selfishly and childish when LeBron was trying to give him the game. And he didn't realize what LeBron was trying to do until he wound up throwing his tantrum to get to the Celtics. And now he's on the Celtics. And now he's the man of the team. And now he realized all the personalities and stuff he got to do to be the leader. And what it looks like to be that little disrespectful kid to your elder because you don't know what you're talking about because I want what I want right now. And now he's a big man for calling back and saying, look, dog, I'm sorry. I didn't get it. I'm sorry. But he was grown when he did all that. It wasn't that long ago. But see, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. But this is why I'm saying the disrespect of dads continues. But see, it's another drop in the bucket as far as evidence to let you know this is what's going on with dads. And at some point, like I said, that girl gonna need her father. But her father Ain't even got to worry about using evidence. The whole world see this. He could just go back to this. You remember this? See, this ain't a one-off. You been acting like this. You come to my house disrespectful all the time, but you think I'm supposed to allow disrespect in my house. And as your father, I'm supposed to allow disrespect. And usually guys say, because your mama told you. And see, the mother going to get blamed. Their family going to be in that mother behind, her family. Because now it made the family, it made her as a mother and her family look bad. Because now they realize, no. Y'all cultivated that behavior. Hope you enjoyed the child support, though. We out on this. Peace.